Welcome back to Pilates by Brianna. Today's workout will be more of an athletic workout. It's intermediate to advanced level. We will be using a pair of weights. Anything from 2 to 5 pounds should work. I have 3 pounds. I have all the springs on my machine. So on my balanced body machine, I have 3 heavy red springs, 1 medium blue, and 1 light yellow. So everything was loaded. Foot bars in the up position. We will be starting with footwork, using our weights to warm up our arms as well. And headrest can be up or down to start. So go ahead, grab your weights, get set up, and let's get started.
Come to lay down on your back. So you're going to have a weight in each hand and put the toes on the bar hip distance apart. We'll be in a high heel position. Headrest can be up and down, elbows bent at your side, palms facing in. As you press out, you're going to punch the arms up towards the ceiling and then control the carriage back in. So as you press out, you're punching the arms up. Again, the palms are facing in, and then the elbows come back into the carriage as you bring the carriage in towards the stopper. Exhale out, inhale back in. Last one. And then you're going to bring the elbows out wide. Arches will go on the bar, feet together, knees together. As you press out, you're going to do a chest press. So the arms will go up towards the ceiling again, but this time the elbows are wide and palms are facing your feet. Two more. And last one. And bring the carriage in. Heels on the bar, arms will go down by your side, palms facing your hips. Feet are flexed towards you. As you press out, arms will go straight up towards the ceiling. And as you come back in, the arms will float back down to the carriage. Palms facing in, elbows straight the entire time. You're just raising it up towards the ceiling and then back down towards the carriage. Two more here. Last one. And bring the carriage in. Heels will go wide on the bar, hips externally rotated, knees wider than your shoulders, arms out to the side. As you press out, you'll bring the arms up towards the ceiling and together, and then they'll go wide as you bring the carriage in. So we're doing a fly with our hip externally rotated. Last one, and bring the carriage home. Toes will go back on the bar, hip distance apart, high heel position. Press out, arms will go overhead. As you lower the heels, you'll bend the elbows. And as you lift your heels, you have a tricep press. Lower the heels, bend the elbows. Lift the heels, arms will straighten up towards the ceiling. So heel raises with our tricep press. Upper arms do not move. It's just the elbow bending and extending. You can float the arms back down to your side, bend one knee, let the opposite heel drop. We'll stay in this stretch. You're going to feel the calf of the straight leg, a little stretch in that muscle. We'll hang out here for a few breaths. And go ahead and switch. You'll bend the opposite knee, and the other heel will drop below the bar for a calf stretch in that leg. In both knees, and then bend the knees and bring the carriage on in. Heels will go hip distance on the bar. Lower the headrest if it's up. You still have a weight in each hand. Arms will go up towards the ceiling. We're going into bridges. Tuck the tailbone as you begin peeling the back off the carriage up towards the ceiling. Inhale the top. Exhale to roll on down one vertebrae at a time. Try to keep the carriage in at the stopper. Arms don't move. They're stabilizing above your head, and we're just doing bridges. Inhale to prepare, exhale to lift the hips up, inhale at the top, exhale to lower down. This next time up, we're going to keep the hips up. For marching, bring one knee in towards the chest, lower it down, and then the second leg and lower down. We're going to alternate sides here, nice, slow, and controlled. Try to keep the hips level and keep the hips elevated. Try not to let them dip down. We're staying nice and strong in the glutes. Arms are still up towards the ceiling, nice and stable. Take your time with this one. Focus on that control. When both feet are on the foot bar, you can lower the hips back to the carriage. Drape the legs over the bar, and we're going into a roll up. Arms are still overhead. Nod the chin to the chest as you roll all the way up to sitting. Pause. You're going to open the left arm out to the side for a pendulum, back to center. Then the right arm, back to center. Scoop the pelvis as you roll all the way back down. So we'll do a few like that, rolling up. You'll open up to the left, rotate towards the left, right arm stays still, come back to center and switch, and then roll back down. We'll do a few more like this. Really scooping into the deep abdominals as you come into that sitting position. And when you're opening the arms up to either side, the hips are staying facing forward. So you're rotating through the trunk, not the hips, and working into the obliques. This will be our last roll up. Open to one side, back to center, second side. And then we're going to do a spring change. You're going to have on one heavy red, one light yellow, and take off the remaining springs. And then you're going to put one weight on the platform, roll back down, and you still have one weight. You're going to have a strap in either hand. Put the weight down on the carriage off to the side for now, but close by. Strap in each hand, and we'll go into our pull downs. Legs and tabletop to start, arms up towards the ceiling. Pull the arms down to your side, back up. We have 5 of these, and then we're going to add in a chest lift. So 3 more, using your lats to pull down and controlling the carriage back in. Last one like this. Now as you pull down, we're going to lift the head and shoulders up off the carriage, scooping into the abdominals, and then the head will rest down as the arms go back up towards the ceiling. We have 5 like this as well, and then we'll add in the legs. This will be our last one with the chest lift. And now we're going to still do pull down chest lift and add in straightening both legs out over the bar and then controlling everything back in. And we have 5 again here. Exhale to pull down, inhale to control it back in. 2 more to go. Last one. And rest down. You're going to pick up your weight, have it in the right hand, and a strap in each hand. You're going to pull down. As you pull down, you'll straighten the left leg, pass the weight underneath the bent right knee to the left hand, and then back up to center. And then we'll switch, pull down, straighten the right leg, pass underneath the left knee, and switch. So we're just doing a pull down here and a chest lift, and you're passing the weight underneath the leg that remains in tabletop. One more to each side. And rest down. You're going to hold the weight in both hands, bring the legs into tabletop, keep the feet together, open the knees, feet are still together. And now as you do a chest lift and pull down, you'll bring the weight towards the center of the legs. So chest lift with the additional weight, Legs stay in that diamond position. Next time you come into that chest lift, hold it there, lower the legs a few inches towards the well, and then back up. So moving from the hips, you're lowering the legs a few inches and back up, maintaining an isometric hold in that chest lift in the upper abdominals. Stay strong, keep the tension out of your neck. You're really working into the upper abs to stay in that chest lift. One more lower lift, and then rest everything down. And you can hang up the straps and come on off the carriage. Come off to the right hand side. We're going to keep the springs the same and keep the weight. You're going to come to kneeling on the carriage. Your right foot is going to go on the foot bar. Left hand will go on the headrest. Weight is in the right hand up towards the ceiling. The entire foot is on the bar and begin pressing the carriage out and in. Arm does not move. We're just holding it up towards the ceiling, pressing the carriage out and in with that right foot. You're trying to maintain a straight line. You're strong through the left obliques. Now you're going to press out, pause, do a thread the needle, come back to upright, and bring the carriage back in. We have 5 like that. Press out, pause, thread the needle, bring the arm up towards the ceiling, carriage back in. A few more here. Last one like this, and then we're going to add on to it again. So now you're going to press out, thread the needle, bring the arm back up towards the ceiling, carriage into the stopper, bring that right leg over the foot bar, pause, and then the foot will go back on the foot bar and repeat. So we're doing what you were just doing with the thread of the needle, but now we're adding in straighten the leg out over the foot bar. Feeling the work in the right outer thigh, our abductors, when we straighten out that leg. We'll make this one our last one. And then when the right leg is over the foot bar, pause. We're going to bring the right knee to the right elbow and then shoot everything out long and repeat. We've got about 10 of those. Bring the knee to the elbow and then everything out long. Stay strong. I know it's a little wrist heavy on that left side, but we're almost done. One more. And then last thing, arm up towards the ceiling. You have a little lift with that right leg. Up and down 10 times, the finale here. Little lift. Stay really strong. Core is engaged. Arm is up towards the ceiling. Almost there. Last one. And rest down. Good work. You can put the weight on the platform. Change the spring setting. We're going to put on 1 medium blue. Take off the heavy red and the yellow. Come forward to sit on the edge of the reformer. Your left side is still closer to the shoulder blocks. You're going to pick up the front strap. It'll go around the left thigh, right above the knee, and then recline back onto your elbows, legs, and tabletop. In this position, we'll bring both knees over to the right and then back to center. Both knees over to the right and back to center. We're starting here, and then we'll add on to this again. You're very active in the upper abdominals and try not to sink into your shoulders. You're also strong into your arms and chest. Last one like this. Now both legs will go over to the right. Pause, straighten the left leg and bend it and then come back to center. So you're going over, you're straightening the top leg, bending it, and coming back to center. So we just have the little pause on the diagonal, working into the obliques. Two more here. Last one. And then the last progression will be double legs. So both legs over, straighten both legs, bend them, and back to center. You also have the option when you straighten out the legs, keep it straight as you come back to center and then bend the knees. So that would be another progression that you can do. One more here. Come back to center and then place the feet on the ground. And I always just like to round over my legs. It feels good on my back. Pick up one strap or one weight, step forward, and you're going to still face away from the reformer. Weight will be in the right hand, the right foot, the toes will be on the carriage. You're going to hinge forward, pause, do a row with the right, and then use that left glute to come back to upright. So you're hinging forward, do a row with that right arm, use that left glute to come back to upright. You're hinging from the waist, so the spine is nice and straight, and you have a slight bend in that standing leg, that left knee. Last one here. Good work. This next one, you're going to hinge forward, and we're going to do horizontal abduction with the arm. So it's going to come out to the side, palm down. Two options with the feet. You can either keep that right leg, the right toes on the carriage, or bring the right leg out behind you so you're balancing. And then we have 10 of the lifts with the arm. So if you're balancing, try to keep the spine straight, and you're feeling a lot of weight in that standing leg, all your weight in that standing leg. But at any point, you can rest the toes down if you need to. Last lift, and then step that right leg through, sit on the carriage, take the strap off, and we're going to stretch out that left hip. So you'll cross the left ankle over the right knee. Keep the spine straight, option to hinge forward. You should feel a stretch in that left outer thigh. And you could put that weight back on the platform. We'll be using it in a little bit, but not for the next set. Uncross. We're going to stay on this medium blue. Come to sit on the foot bar. Your toes or your arches will go on the carriage. Your hands will be on the bar. Fingers are facing you, and lift up so you're strong through the arms. You're going to bring the hips back and then press out, pause, bring one knee in towards the chest and then the other, and then you'll use the abdominals to pull the carriage back in. And then you'll press out. We have the march, one leg and then the other, and then bring the hips through the arms. We'll do a few more rounds here. Last round, press out, march with each leg, and then bring the carriage in and sit on the bar. Shake out the wrist a little bit. We have one more thing here. This is going to be a tricep dip. So you're in that same position, press the carriage out, and then you're going to bend the elbows as your hips go towards the springs, and then use our triceps to come back up. I have my knee straight, but you have the option of bending the knees so the carriage is a little bit closer to you for more support. Last time here, and then bring the carriage on in and sit on the foot bar. You're going to step off to your left. We'll put on one heavy red spring, one light yellow. Take off the medium blue. You're going to grab your weight. And then we're going to the right knee will be on the carriage, right hand on the foot bar. Right hand on the headrest, left foot on the foot bar, left arm up towards the ceiling, and we're pressing out and in here. The weight is in the left hand, and we're just holding it up towards the ceiling. We have two more, and then we'll add in the thread the needle. So now as you press out, you'll pause. you're going to rotate down and back up, and then bring the carriage in. So you're rotating with the left arm down and back up and back in. 3 more. Now we'll add in that leg extension. So press out, thread the needle, left hand will come back up, bring the carriage in, straighten the left leg out over the bar, and then the foot will find the bar again and we'll repeat. We have 5 of those here. Last time, press out, thread the needle, bring the carriage in, left leg over the bar, hold it here. And then we'll bring the left knee to the left elbow and then shoot everything back out. And we have 10. The left knee to elbow, shoot everything back out. Feeling that left oblique working, but also really strong through that right leg, the stabilizing side. One more here. And then that left arm will come back up towards the ceiling, and with the left leg, you'll bring it up towards the ceiling and back down 10 times up and down with that left leg. And then you can rest everything down. Put the weight on the platform. We'll put on the medium blue, take off the heavy and the light. And then you're going to bring the legs forward over the carriage, pick up the front strap. Long loop will go on the right thigh just above the knee. And then you'll recline back on your elbows and legs will come up into tabletop. Keep the knees together. We'll start by bringing both legs over to the left and back up to center. And then we'll be adding on to this, but for now, both legs over to the left, back up to center. You're strong through the upper abdominals to keep the chest lifted. Try not to sink down into your shoulders. Last one like this. And then we're going to bring both legs over to the side, straighten the top leg, bend it, come back to center. Both legs over, straighten the top leg, bend it, both legs back to center. Two more. Last one. And then the last round of this will be both legs. So bring the legs over, straighten both legs, bend them back to center. We've got 10 like that total. Again, you have the option to straighten the leg, keep it straight as you bring the legs back to center, and then bend the knee. So whichever option you would like to take. And last one here. You could bring the feet down to the ground, just round over your spine, get a little stretch in the low back. Pick up one weight, come to standing facing away from the carriage. You're going to put the left foot, toes on the carriage, knee is off. We're balancing in that right side. You'll hinge forward, do a row with the left hand, and then use that right glute to come back up to standing. Hinge forward, the weight is in the left hand, you have a row, and then come back up. Keeping the spine straight as you hinge forward, and the majority of your weight is in the right leg. Last one like this. And then we have that horizontal abduction. So now you're going to hinge forward. You'll stay hinged forward. Left hand will come out to the side, palm down. You can either keep the left foot on the carriage or extend it behind you for a balance. So whichever position you feel more comfortable, and you can always switch. You have 10 times up and down with that left hand, left arm. Last one. And then you can step that left leg through, sit on the carriage, take the strap off. You can put the weight down for a moment. We'll stretch out that right hip, so the right ankle will cross the left knee, feeling a little stretch in that right outer thigh. And then you can uncross, put on one heavy red spring, take off the medium blue. You're going to lower the foot bar down one peg, or at least I'm going to, because we'll be standing. Your right leg is going to come on the platform, left leg on the carriage. You have a weight in each hand. With the left leg, you'll externally rotate, so that way the toes are facing the headrest. Weight is at your chest. You're going to press out as you lunge into that left leg for a lateral lunge. And just pause and then control the carriage back in. Lunge out, pause, control the carriage back in, weights are at the chest, at your sternum. And now we'll add on. So now you're going to lunge out, that lateral lunge, pause. You're going to side bend over to the bent knee, back to center, and then come back up. So you'll lunge out, pause, do a little side bend, working into that left oblique, back to center, and back in. 3 more like this. And then bring the carriage on in. You're going to turn to face the foot bar. The right shin can be pressing into the bar. Put the weight in the right hand down on the platform. Left toes are against the edge of the carriage. We've got lunges here. You have the weight in the left hand. You're going to bend into the right knee as you raise the left arm, and then bring everything back in. So we're lunging back, you're raising the left hand, and I want it more at like a 30-degree angle out to the side. So it's not straight ahead that you're raising the left arm. It's at a 30-degree angle, so a little bit out to the side. We're lunging back, feeling that right glute to control the carriage back in. Last time here. Now you're going to lunge out, hold. The left arm is up. As you bring the left knee in, you'll bring the left elbow in and then shoot everything out. So everything comes in, everything shoots out. You're staying in a lunge hold with that right side. Try not to rush through this, really take your time. So we have an overhead press with the left arm as we bring the left knee out and in. Last one, and bring the carriage in. You're going to do a quarter turn to your right or your left, and then step off backwards. Grab your weights, come around to the other side. Left foot on the platform, right foot on the carriage. The right hip will be externally rotated, so the foot is facing the headrest. The weights are at your sternum. We're going to press out as we lunge into that right knee and then control the carriage back in. Press out, lunging into that right leg. Pause, control the carriage back in. 3 more. And then we'll add in that side bending. So you'll press out, pause. You have a side bend over to the right, back to center. Control it back in. 4 more here. And bring the carriage on in. You're going to turn to face the foot bar. Left shin can be pressing into the bar. Right toes will curl around the edge of the carriage. Put the weight in the left hand down so you have one weight in the right. We have our lunges. As we lunge into that left leg, the right arm is going to come up but at about a 30-degree angle. Two more to go. Last one. And now as you press out, you're going to stay out, right arm overhead, palm facing away from you. You'll bend the right knee in as the right elbow comes in and then shoot everything out. Staying in a lunge with that left leg the entire time. Last one. Bring it on in. Take a turn to your right, and then you'll carefully step off the reformer backwards with the right leg first. You could put the weight down. I'm going to bring my foot bar back up to the original position, and we're going to finish with Mermaid. I'm sitting with my left shin lining the shoulder blocks, my right hand on the foot bar. As you press out, you'll side bend over to the foot bar, left arm will come over, bring the carriage in, and counter stretch, left hand to the shoulder block, right arm up and over. And we'll do a few going through it like that, getting a nice stretch in the obliques. Now as you press out, you'll rotate to face the bar, both hands to the bar, and we'll do our rotation with extension. So bring the carriage in, elbows stay straight, chest lift, shoulders stay down away from the ears. Next time you press the carriage out, stay out. Left hand will go underneath the right, reaching for that opposite frame. You're rotating towards the right, head will follow. Both hands will come back to the bar, come into your side bending stretch, bring the carriage all the way in, and then step forward off of the reformer for a lunge stretch. Right foot will be up against the shoulder block, right knee is down. Bend into that left knee, chest stays up and open. Feel a stretch in the right hip flexor. We'll stay here for a few breaths. And then bring the carriage in. This time when you press out, you'll keep that left leg straight. You're on the left heel, so the toes are up, feeling more of a stretch in the back of the left leg. Bring the carriage in. And then come to sit in Mermaid facing the opposite direction. The right shin will line the shoulder blocks, left hand on the bar. As you press out, right arm will come up and over, bring the carriage in, and counter stretch. And we'll go through a few like that. Next time you press the carriage out, stay out, rotate to face the bar, both hands to the bar. And then we've got our thoracic extension with rotation. So as you bring the carriage in, chest will lift. And then as you press out, you'll feel a nice stretch in the shoulders as well. Next time you press out, stay out. Right hand will go underneath the left, reaching for that opposite frame, getting into our rotation a little bit more. And then both hands will come to the bar, come back into your side bending stretch, then bring the carriage all the way in and step forward off of the reformer, and we'll finish with our lunge stretch on this side. Left foot up against the shoulder block, left knee is down on the carriage, bend into the right knee. Chest stays lifted, feeling a stretch in the left hip flexor. Bring the carriage in. This time you'll keep the right knee straight as you press out. Right toes are lifted, feeling a stretch in the hamstrings. And bring the carriage in, and you are all done for today. Thank you so much for working out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time.